In the previous video I was talking about the basic offensive tools, the cuts and thrusts that are given to us by the priest in 133, and in this video I want to look at all the offensive, the attacking tactics that I was able to find in 133. So all the ways how the priest is telling us that it is possible to attack. Let's start with the first way, which is first intention attack. This is a modern term, and it mostly means the most simple attack that you can do, the most simple tactics that you can do. I am against the opponent, I see that the opponent is not covering his head, so I will strike his head. This is the most simple tactics. I don't have any backup plan. The only thing that I want to do is see the opening, hit the opening. That's all. If he blocks, then I have failed. I will back up and try something else. It seems to me that the priest does not expect such first intention attack done with a cut to ever land. Because we have several plays that are about the opponent omitting the bind, omitting what he should do, omitting his defense. There are several plays like this in the first half of the manuscript, and generally they are telling us that I am attacking the opponent with a cut. He omits his defense, he absolutely fails to do what he should do, and the play is then advising me that I should then turn my cut into a thrust and hit him with a thrust. Which is kind of weird, because if the opponent absolutely fails to defend, then you will just hit him with the first strike, and there is no need for any follow-up. But I think here the priest, if he says that the opponent absolutely fails to do what he should do, he fails to do his bind, these are the words that he is using. He is in fact talking about the opponent just blocking with a shield. So even if the opponent absolutely fails to block, to defend against my cut, I still should expect the opponent to block my cut with a shield, at least. So it seems that the priest does not expect first intention cut to ever land. So this is not an option for him. But the priest seems to be giving some chance to a first intention thrust. I think this because we don't have any play about the opponent, the defender, omitting the bind against the thrust. All of these plays are done only against cuts, not against thrusts. And this is telling me that if I do a thrust at the opponent and he fails to defend, then my thrust will succeed, and there is no need for any follow-up technique because he's already hit, so I don't have to continue, I have one. So the priest seems to see some chance in first intention thrust. It may land. The second option is for cuts. We are both in secunda custodia, for example, and I am cutting at my opponent, and I should expect my first cut to fail. So the opponent blocked my cut with a shield, which is the most basic, most default defense that I should expect to happen at any time. But if the opponent defends only with a shield, what I can do is to then turn my cut into a thrust and go around the shield and try to thrust behind the shield, circumvent the shield by my thrust. And the observation there is that if the opponent will defend only with the shield, I will always win. Maybe not immediately, but after some attempts, because if I hit my opponent, he blocks, I turn my sword into a thrust and he can defend by moving his shield to the side, but as he does it, I can slide around the shield and go with made a cut or another thrust, go around the shield and hit the opponent. And this will always eventually win. So the idea is to attack my opponent and try, if he will try to defend by chasing my sword around, and if he does, it is very easy to circumvent the shield. The correct defense would be to use also the sword and take the bind, which will resist against what I am doing. But if he doesn't do it, then I will win. And this is the second option that the priest is giving to us, and it is described in the place about omitting the bind. It should be noted that this type of attack will work even if I am not striking at the beginning in the opening of the opponent. I may intentionally strike his shield and I still can do this type of attack. So if we both stand like this, I may try to step to the side and attack his opening so that he has to move his shield to protect himself. But I can also just intentionally strike his shield and thrust from there. It is hard to say if this is advisable, because maybe I am making it too easy for my opponent. And my opponent can use this for his advantage. He can more easily do some in-tempo counterattacks or whatever. But the mechanism of attack will still work. So if I am sure that my opponent cannot use this, the fact that I am not attacking him to his advantage, then I can do it, and I will succeed all the same. Third option is to attack with the bind. Now in 133 you can get in the bind in many different ways. Usually after the opponent successfully defends my attack, or I successfully defend his attack, all these different actions will lead to the bind. But it is possible to use the bind as a starting action of an exchange. This is not described at all in 133, but a play about Langord attacking, besieging Prima Custodia can be also used, this play can be used like that. So the idea is that I am in Prima Custodia, the opponent is checking me with Langord, but he is not attacking. And it is me who will start the whole exchange. So I will start by taking the bind. Now the opponent can act from the bind, but if he doesn't, if he does not react fast enough, then it is my turn. And I can launch my binding actions. So from this situation it will be a rebind and then shield slug, which is what the priest recommends for this situation. So the play in 133 is about the one in Langord attacking me in Prima Custodia, but we can turn this around and use the same mechanism from my initiative. Fourth option is something that I would call a Schutzen rush. In 133 this is shown in the first play of Schutzen. It is the attack, the obsessio that the scholar is using against the priest. So the idea is that we are both in, the example will be in Secunda Custodia, and from the safe distance, I will take the Schutzen position. Why would I do that? Because my opponent is in Secunda Custodia, and his most natural action he can do is a half shield cut, a cut from above. So this is something that I will have to defend against. And Schutzen, I have talked about Schutzen a lot in the previous videos. Schutzen is like a basic parry, and every parry is both a static position that covers one line of attack, like this for example, and a cut that gets me into that position, like this. So here I will be using Schutzen as a static position. And I will be using the Schutzen that covers me from above, because my opponent will most probably hit me from above. So the idea here is that from the safe distance, I will take the Schutzen position and then rush forward. And if I get close enough so that I can reach the opponent just by straightening my hand, I will. And I will hit him, and there is no chance for him to defend because I am already too close. Now, my opponent will most probably try to punish me for getting close, but he will most probably try to punish me by the strike from above, which I don't mind because I am already covered. So this strike usually will force me to back down and defend and whatever, but now it won't, because for me there is no need to break my rush because I am already covered and I know about it. So I can still get close enough and thrust. So the idea of this Schutzen rush is to preemptively defend against what will most probably come from the opponent, and then shorten the distance if I can, and if the opponent does not defend, then strike him. Fifth option is also about Schutzen, but this time Schutzen in its cutting incarnation. So it will be again this type of Schutzen, but I will use it as a cut. My opponent is in Langort. Again, he is not attacking, he is only checking me. And what I will do, I will start the whole exchange. And what I will do is that I will do my Schutzen cut as a beat to clear the opponent's sword away. And after the sword is clear, I will continue with a cut. I can continue with a cut either from left or from right, so it can be this type of cut, or it can be this type of cut. This is based on, again, the first Schutzen play in 133, but on the reaction of the priest. So the priest is using these types of attacks or defense in reaction to the Schutzen rush of the scholar. I am using them now against the Langort of my opponent, but the idea is the same. By the way, these are the strikes from left or right that are the possibility in the first Schutzen play. The sixth and last offensive tactic that I was able to find in 133 are feints. Now, 133 doesn't talk about feints at all, but I believe some of the plays, some of the actions, in fact, are feints. For example, Kruke, prima custodia, and Kruke, this type of cut, rising cut from below, are possibly a feint, because 133 tells us that Kruke, this type of rising cut, is very unusual, and only priest uses it and no other. So it is possible that if we are facing each other and I switch into prima custodia, my opponent expects me to attack from above like this, because this is what he knows. But instead I will cut with a Kruke, like this, to his hand, for example, or if I'm close enough, then to his head from the bottom. So here is the idea of feinting. I am making, by taking prima custodia, I am making the impression of on my opponent that I will strike from above, but I won't. I will instead go from below. So this might be considered a feint. Next, and maybe more obvious feint, is connected to priest special on point. So I am taking tertia custodia, and in tertia custodia I naturally look that I want to hit from above. So I may even like hint at cutting from above, but then instead I will pull my shield back, drop into the pre-special long point, and then thrust from below, like this. Here this seems to me like a classic feint. I am making the impression that I will go from above, but instead I will go from below, and the whole action is slower, much slower than a simple cut, but I am taking advantage of the fact that it is unexpected. This is, I believe, shown in one of the plays of pre-special long point. Tertia custodia, hint at cutting from above, drop into the pre-special long point and thrust. And I believe that also defense against in-tempo counterattacks, all in-tempo counterattacks that are described in 133, is also based more or less on feints. For example, the most classic in-tempo counterattack from quinta custodia, I am in secunda, my opponent is in quinta, I am cutting half shield at him, and he is thrusting me from the other side of the shield. The defense against this action is based on me starting to do half shield, but not committing to it. I am hinting at me doing half shield, but I am not committed. And if opponent is committed to his counter thrust, but because I am not committed to my cut, I can now use a Schutzen to defend the sword and attack. There is the feint. I am feinting the cut that he is waiting for, so that he launches counter-attack, but I am ready to defend the counter-attack because my half shield was just a feint. On this principle are based, I believe, all defenses against in-tempo counterattacks that can be found in 133. So that's it. These were the 6 offensive tactics that I was able to find in 133.